Hey, I'm TQ.
And I'm Dre.
And thank you for joining us for the first episode of Theater Hop,
the show that helps you end the date night debate.
Yeah, sort of a he said, she said on what to do and what to watch this weekend.
Not really a sorta. It is a he said, she said. Fellas, I'm on your side. You know, when you go into the movies, you might want to see something that's fast and explosive. She might want to see something that's sweet and romantic. Well, you know which ones are good, which ones are bad, which ones are worth the debate, and which ones, fellas, you might have to give into.
And maybe you just want to stay home this weekend. Guess what? We got you covered on that too. We're going to make sure that you know what you should watch on TV.
Go ahead and grab your popcorn, get a comfy seat on the couch. Let us take you through the week. We got movies for you.
Yeah, this week we're covering Pitch Perfect 2, Entourage, Jupiter Ascending, and Daredevil.
So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with our first movie, which is Pitch Perfect 2.
So our first movie today is Pitch Perfect 2.
Yes. Pitch Perfect 2 is a sequel from the very popular Pitch Perfect, which is a movie about a bunch of acapella singing college students being in competition with each other. I think we all seen a TV series or something like that that has something to do with this.
First of all, they were high school students on Glee. Thank you. Pitch Perfect 2 is a sequel to Pitch Perfect 1, which I thought was amazing. With some of our favorite cast returning, some still thought it was an extended version of Glee, and they didn't like it. I thought it was a great attempt at a sequel and a great family movie.
I agree, and in terms of being a family movie, it really does hit it. Fellas, you might have to bite the bullet of this one, because honestly, I am not a fan of this genre, and I took her to see it as a surprise because I did not want to see it, but I was pleasantly surprised on how well this movie was directed and acted. The screenplay worked out perfectly.
Yes, it did. And, you know, they sort of did a little bit more focusing on some of the characters like Fat Amy, played by Rebel Wilson. And it took her role to like a whole humongous, and I think in the commercial it showed a scene of her twirling, which we're not going to do any spoilers. But you have to see the movie. You must see the movie.
I mean, the movie's plot is basically a coming of life for college students, and we start off with the girls have a scene where they're singing for the president and a big explosion happens.
Yes, that fool.
Everything seems to go wrong for the Bellas. But I think that Anna Kendrick played a very, very great part with her focus on life after the Bellas and her conflicts with that.
I think the whole focus of the movie, by the time you're done, is to actually move on, because there were a couple people there who had been in college for like 6 and 7 years. And the whole aspect of it was to actually, okay, this is who we are. This is what we're going to do. We're going to move on from here. And I thought it was an awesome movie. And this is Elizabeth Banks' the directorial debut. Yes, it was.
And the series also introduces Haley Steinfeld, who you may have seen in True Grit and Ender's Game, which is a movie I identified to. You know, there you go, a nice sci-fi flick right there, guys. But I believe she played a really good part in it, because it also, I mean, I can't leave any spoilers out there, but it also signifies that this is not the end of this series in any kind of way.
Well, actually, there actually is works. Some things in the works to do a third one. So we want to definitely make sure we keep our ears and eyes open for that.
No problem. I give this a 3 out of, I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Very easy.
I'll give it a 5. I have to give it a 5 out of 5. It's one of my favorite movies of the season, so I want to see if they want to top it the next one.
And one of the things you're going to love about this movie is the music. The music was really good. If you're a music fan of music of any kind of way, this is what you want to see.
Yes, it's awesome, and I think that's what drew me to the first one as well as to Glee and, you know, other movies like it. So, you know, it actually brought the whole music genre back in to movies.
Right.
Because for a long time it was gone.
I mean, it's a musical in every sense of the word, so
Yes.
don't expect you won't see any kung fu fights or explosions. It's a musical in every sense of the word, but the movie is so funny, fellas, you won't even realize that you're watching a musical.
Yes, again, it's very family friendly. So make sure you take your family. You don't necessarily have to see the first one in order to enjoy the second one. That's something I actually liked about the movie.
All right, we're going to recommend this for teens and up, not necessarily for the little kids because there's a lot of language in there, all right? A few suggestive themes you might not want to expose your children to. So overall, this is a great movie.
We'll be right back with our next movie, Entourage.